I'm here with Chris and Brian. It is Wednesday. Wednesday, as Brian likes to call it. July 13th, 2022. Here with your live show. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Major League Baseball season. It is, these are the dog days of summer. We're past the halfway point of the season. Definitely we're going to see some separation soon, and you're kind of seeing why the trade deadline is where it is and why some teams wait, because I think, maybe they think that they still have a chance, and we're seeing a lot of teams that have a chance this season more than ever, to be honest with you. So even the Pirates, it's going to be an interesting trade deadline for them. Normally a team that just unloads, and, you look at what the Pirates rotation could have been and should have been. They would have had Cole, Talion, Glass now. This is pretty strong, right? But it isn't. And wow, Marshawn Blackman, his books let him bet the game after it's over. Congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with the Pirates, what they need to do is unload somebody like Quintana. But Brian Reynolds, the guy is only 27 years old. I think you keep him for the future. But that's just me. I'm not the GM.
I think we all gave out the Reds on the show yesterday before the game started. Chris had it as one of his premium plays. Brian and I each gave it out as the +1.5. Someone actually criticized my video. I certainly didn't mean to talk about it today. But if you want to talk about yesterday's picks, we can go right down the thing. I'll just talk about all the winners that I gave out yesterday also.
I was a free pick superstar yesterday. 6-0 in free picks, but 0-2 on my premium, so that's what matters. So
I had the I thought, and I was going to wait till you go over maybe we'll wait till we get to the game, but we've got a full card of games today. We've got daytime baseball and evening baseball. That's always the most fun when you have that sort of thing going on. And see if we can get it cruising. Trying to find the show on YouTube here. Get all of our stuff together. Anyways, Chris, how you doing today?
It was great day, and excited for today's card as well. There were a lot of nail biters last night. And I was actually surprised with how many low-scoring games there were, especially in the first half of the card yesterday. But now we got to start. As the next few days roll by, we're going to start having to see who's putting guys on the trading block. And yeah, you made a good point. You're seeing a lot more teams, at least hold on, keep their cards close to the vest a lot later than we'd expect them to. Haven't seen a ton of moves, and I think obviously we'll have to wait for the trade deadline. But I'm excited to see how that shakes out over the coming days.
The Texas Rangers are like in that same category too, where it's like they have a chance. They're kind of like hanging around there, and probably just a couple of pieces to the puzzle away from being a postseason team. Just a lot of good stuff there. But let's just get into today's card.
Yeah.
And I guess let me see. I'm really struggling on finding these things on the YouTube today, but people said that I stopped putting the bookmarks in. I didn't think people cared, so I will start putting them in again. So 0.00 introduction. Okay.
Yeah, I think as it stands right now, the Rangers probably an 85 win team if they can keep it going, maybe.
But if they can, what if they're able to add some frontline pitching or something?
If they can add some frontline pitching and maybe an extra bullpen arm, so you don't have to throw Matt Bush out there, then maybe we're talking about a 90 to 91 win team and a potential wild card.
Well, we've got the makeup game in Washington, flexing against Josiah Gray. The big difference here is that Josiah Gray is one of the best daytime pitchers in all of baseball, and now he gets that daytime start. We've got the Braves against the Mets, and the Twins, Joe Ryan hasn't been quite as dominant as he was earlier this season, up against Aaron Ashby, who, kiss my Ashby, right? I said that yesterday about Ashcraft. Those are my two. Kiss my Ashby and kiss my Ashcraft. Chris, what do you think of these 3 games?
And not Berea. I mean, we have a few on here, but I was on the Mariners yesterday when it was Gray pitching at night, but like you said, Gray pitching during the daytime, a 1.05 ERA. Um, takes a little bit of the strength off of that play for me, but I'm going to go actually with the under 9.5 in this one. I think Gray's daytime pitching comes out to play today. And I still think Chris Flexen, he was solid in his last few starts. He's gone 3-0. He's got a couple of road wins there. I think he delivers another solid road performance. Still lean towards the Mariners based on the value there, but I think my stronger play now is going to be the under 9.5 in that one. I like the under in the first 5 between the Mets and Braves. I just think these are two front end starters. Chris Bass is pitching fairly well, and Charlie Morton pitching a lot better than how he was early on in the season. I think these are just two pitchers that are going to frustrate the opposing lineups. This rubber match is big for these two teams in the division race. I know it's July, but heading into the All-Star break, I think you want to get some momentum. And it's also for me a lean towards the Twins. I just don't trust Aaron Ashby for the Brewers. I know the Brewers can hit, and they did last night, but I think Joe Ryan leads the Twins to a win here.
Brian?
Yeah, for the second day in a row, I'll take the Braves on the run line here. Charlie Morton's doing what he does a lot, and that's be successful in the second half of the season. Last 26 innings pitched. He's only allowed 4 runs. I think the Braves bats stay relatively hot here and win this game by at least 2. So that's my favorite play of the threesome.
I like the under first 5 innings in the Braves Mets. I think this one goes to the bullpens. Definitely will be decided there. I think Morton, this is a hefty price considering how tight the games have been. The Mets getting the best of it in game 1, the Braves getting the best of it last night, but they did not pull away. They did not get the win until later in it. Then Gray and Flexen. I had the Mariners as a premium pick yesterday, but I did not re-add it today. So I like the Mariners in that game, but Josiah Gray has just been a little on the tough side at this point during the day. But I'm not really sure. It's just, we're back to the same thing. The Mariners are 9-1. The Nationals are 1-9 in their last 10. So is Josiah Gray going to be good enough to hold up that, as they say, put his finger in the dike, right, to stop the thing. Anytime I ever hear that expression, it reminds me of Scarface. How'd you gonna put your finger in the dike, man? How you gonna do that? Anyways, I'm sure I offended somebody.
Somebody down the line.
Totally not meant to be, I was just reciting a scene from a movie. It's like it's really hot on my light today. I'm not really sure what it is. Oh, man. All right. Let's give this a shot. And I like the Twins here with Ryan. I wouldn't pay up for him. You could see the lines drop 25 cents, and probably for good reason. We move to our next set of games. We got the Royals taking on the Tigers, the Giants, and the Diamondbacks. And game 2, Eric Fede. Tommy Malone's got a paying gig, Chris.
The 5th Malone. I don't know. I was thinking the Ramones. Never mind. He's the outcast. But, I'm going to go with the under 8 in that Royals-Tigers game. The Tigers, for whatever reason, is pretty bad against the right-handed pitching this season. Second last in terms of batting average, in terms of overall hitting against righties. Dead last in the majors in hitting on the road against righties, hitting just 196. That could bode well for Brady Singer. But the Royals did get to Tariq Skubal, but in his last start against him. But I think Skubal could actually deliver a confident outing here. Neither team hitting the ball all that well right now. I look for this one to stay under 8, closer to a 4-3 kind of game. And I'm going to go back to the well with the San Francisco Giants. I know Zach Gallen's the staff ace. I think this is just another game that's decided by the bullpens. I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona had a lead late and Mark Melancon blew it for the D-backs. So give me the San Francisco Giants in that one.
Brian?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with Mr. Ruffalo here. I'm going to take the Detroit Tigers here with Scooble. He had a little bit of a scuffle, but got back on track in his last start. You're getting plus money with the Tigers and won 6 of the last 10. I'm going to go against my guy, Zach Gallen here. He's been roughed up over his last, 3 starts or so. Bullpen game for the Giants, it looks like to me. I think Giants bats got woken up yesterday. I think at this price, there's no problem taking the San Francisco Giants at home minus 130.
I'm going to roll with Eric Fede here against Tommy Malone in this Nationals-Mariners Game 2. I also like the Royals. Scooble is, I don't know. I think he's Finito Santiago. I think he needs to move back in the rotation. I think they need to get Casey Mize back and Manning and get Scooble back into that number 4 spot. But the Royals kind of doing it. So, Brian, what are you selling today?
No, 0-2 yesterday. I got to bounce back from that. I got my titanium play, just $15. Or you can get my 3-pack that includes that $15 play, just $50 at pigdogs.com. Hopefully, instead of free picks sweeping, my premium pick sweep today. So make sure you check it out.
All right. Chris?
Yeah, for me, we had a great day yesterday. We talked about earlier that big Reds money line dog coming in for us, hoping to carry a lot of that momentum forward today. I got my $15 pickoff play. We're in the mix for 6. We're going for 6 straight pickoff play winners. Hope to keep that going as well. Also got a walk-off Wednesday 3-pack. The $15 play not included in that 3-pack. So 4 plays in total. Got the pickoff play for 15, the 3-pack for 40, or hop on something long-term. You get everything plus a little bit extra. And use that code July 14 for 14% off. You're running out of time to use it.
So we're in the bottom and we're in the top of the 9th inning, right? You got the Reds plus 255. It's obviously a big play for you. It's gonna help you on the leaderboards and in the standings and everything. All of a sudden, it's 3-2. Bases loaded. The Yankees make the move. They bring in Wandy Peralta, not Wandy, right? So they bring in Wandy. First pitch, right? Ground ball to the shortstop, right? Or ground ball back to the pitcher, back to Wandy. Wandy makes the stop. He throws the guy out at home, right?
Yeah.
The catcher kind of, stumbles or something. He's unable to throw the guy out at first, right? So he doesn't even make the throw. So you got 1 out. Then next batter, ground ball to the shortstop. He comes home, cuts the run. You got bases loaded, 2 outs. What are you thinking at this point? I should have taken the 1.5, or are you saying you're singing the Bun Bun song with Jonathan India up at the plate? I mean, what are you doing?
I was singing the Bun Bun song. I said if it was a lot of guys, I would have been like, okay, maybe I should have taken the 1.5. But then I saw Jonathan India, and I was like, and I saw he was battling the first couple pitches that at bat, and then I saw him foul a couple off. I was like, if Peralta leaves one up here a little bit, India's going to get.
It was kind of a little flare, right? To over the second baseman, right?
It was a looper into just over the second baseman's head, dropped in front of it was Aaron Hicks, and you threw it in, and you just see Gleyber Torres catch the ball at second and just throw his hands down in disgust, like, you've got to be kidding me.
I think a lot of Yankee bettors felt the same way at the gigantic Garrett Cole price that they paid for that one. It was definitely a meltdown night with the Yankees and Dodgers both losing. We got the Yankees-Reds, the rematch. Oh, I have my $15 big play as well. I have a bunch of other plays for people with long-term packages. I might add a 3-pack to it. I also have an early play as well on the board for one of these early games, which I might put out on its own as well. But we've got the Yankees and the Reds. We've got the Marlins and the Pirates. Oh, so Stratton went over 2 innings yesterday in our over-under wagering. He went 2 1/3, and he was getting hit pretty hard when they took him out. But Pablo Lopez on the mound today. And then we go to Cleveland, where the Guardians take on the White Sox. Pretty much as we drew it up on the telestrator, it was Bieber ball game 1, and then game 2, it was the Pale Hose getting the best of it. Chris, what do you think of these three? Mike Minor continue the Yankees. Yankees just 5-5 now in their last 10.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, but I do think that there's going to be a lot of runs in this game. You see Mike Minor on the marquee, you automatically think the Reds could be down 5-0 before they even take the field. And I think that's going to be a game that finishes closer to maybe 11 runs, something like a 6-5 kind of game. So maybe take the Reds plus 1.5 if the bullpen chokes it up again late for the Yankees. But give me the over 8.5 there. I like the under 7 Pirates Marlins. JT Brubaker, I think a better pitcher than a lot of his numbers would indicate, and Pablo Lopez, while he's cooled off from his hot start to the year, he's still the number 2 in this Marlins rotation. And I think that's just going to be a low-scoring game, something 3-2, kind of like how Tuesday's result was. So give me the under. And give me the over 7.5 White Sox Guardians. As much as I like Lucas Giolito, he's still been giving up his fair share of runs as of late. And Aaron Savali's been doing that pretty much all season long, and I think this is another one of those games that finishes closer to double digits.
Brian, how about you?
For another day, I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Pirates here on the run line. You got to lay a little bit of juice, but they won 4 straight games, 5 straight covers on the run line. Brubaker, 6 okay starts in a row. Marlins have scored a combined 3 runs last 2. I like Mr. Lopez, but I think this is a 1-run game, so I'll take the Pirates on the run line. Yankees and Reds, I'm just going to lean towards the Yankees minus 3.5 at plus money. I think that's if you're going to take the Yankees. You don't want negative odds and juice. Severine, I think Yankees get some revenge for that blow up yesterday. So I'll lay the 3.5, just small to keep me interested. And those are the 2 I like.
River San Martin mowing down Aaron Judge there in the 9th inning.
Oh, he hasn't mowed down anybody.
Mowed down
until last night.
Anyways, I like the Marlins here. Pablo Lopez against Brubaker. I just can't buy into Brubaker. I think the over in the Yankees-Reds tonight. Yankees have been big on the over. And I like the White Sox here against the Guardians. Go to Toronto, where, I don't know, is the 1-9 for the Blue Jays in their last 10 worse than the Nationals 1-9 in their last 10? I would say it is, because they had expectations.
2-8 last 10.
No, they're 1-9 in their last 10.
2-8.
1-9.
We're arguing it's 2-8. I disagree.
Well, he didn't win last night, so I don't know if it's updated.
Yep, 2-8.
Doesn't matter.
2-8. 2-8 in the last 10. Still misery. Absolute misery. I would still take the Nationals 1-9 over the Blue Jays 2-10. Anyways, Blue Jays, Phillies. We've got the Cardinals, Dodgers, and the Rays, Red Sox. Chris?
Yeah, this was a hard slate. I was leaning towards the Phillies at that low price, but this line looks kind of funny to me. And Ross Stripling has been pitching somewhat better than I think a lot of people expected him to, at least coming into the season. And I would agree and disagree that I would take the Blue Jays 2-8 over the Nationals 1-9. Yeah, they had a lot of expectations, but we all knew what the glaring deficiency in Toronto's team this season was, and that was the bullpen. It's just going to be a matter if they actually take the steps to fix it. And there were a couple of 1-run losses in that losing streak. Yeah, the losses to Oakland for me inexcusable, but Tampa Bay's really no slouch. Seattle's been playing well, so
don't cut yourself short. You're a tremendous slouch.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I'm going to lean towards the Blue Jays there. That price just really looks funny to me. And yeah, I'm going to go with the Dodgers here. I like Tony Gonsolin, and simply put, until he really stops paying off, I'm just going to kind of ride that cart till the wheels fall off. So the price isn't too bad with him either. I laid the Dodgers with minus 154.
Brian.
He's kind of getting Al Ninos' good graces. In this grouping,
come on, wearing his Kershaw shirt tomorrow.
Yeah, that's where Ninos' shirt went. I'm going to wear the Ninos size shirt. It's going to be a crop top. See, someone's honking outside.
Might be a Romanelliac out there. I'm going to take the Toronto Blue Jays at home here on the money line. The Jays are 2-8 last 10, but the Phillies have lost 3 straight. They're a little bit short-handed in this series in Toronto. And, to me, it looks like they're begging you for Zach Wheeler money because he's been phenomenal. But Stripling coming back to earth over his last couple starts, only making it 4 or 5 innings. But I think the Blue Jays have enough in the tank to take out the Phillies today. And you know me, I'm a Dodger hater. I'll take the Cardinals with Wainwright at home, even though Gonsolin's been awesome. I just think you're getting plus money with the Cardinals where they play their best baseball, and count me in on that. I'll take St. Louis.
Blue Jays are just a straight fade until further notice. I got to go with Adam Wainwright and the Cardinals over the Dodgers because I just pick against the Dodgers every single game, and the Rays just a little bit too high priced for me to even bet that game. Is the issue there? Minus 190.
-1. Might take a -1.
Could take the -1. We move to our next set of games, and got the Rangers and the A's. We've got the Cubs and the Orioles. We've got the Angels and the Astros. And you've got the Padres and the Rockies. So yesterday I was watching the Cubs-Orioles game, and you guys that watched the show, you know that Brian and I were disagreeing like crazy on this thing. So I was watching the show, and it was the most better than Tony Romo at predicting what was going to happen in the game. They have the graphic right at the beginning of the game when the Cubs, right when Ian Happ is up and the Cubs have 2 outs. They have a graphic. It comes across the screen. The Cubs lead the majors in runs scored in the first inning. The next pitch, he hits a home run. It was amazing, right? Then, later on in the game, after a typical Cubs blunder, right? 1 out, guy at third, line drive to the shortstop. The guy at third, 3/4 of the way home. The guy just casually strolls over, touches the bag for the 3rd out in a 1-run game. Total Cubs. They come in and Hughes has thrown 4 pitches, and they show this giant graphic, like with showing like the full infographic. The Cubs bullpen has given up more home runs than any other bullpen in baseball. And the next pitch, the ball left the park in, I'm telling you, an eighth of a second. It was about an eighth of a second how fast that home run left the park. And it comes up, it was like this infographic they're showing like how the Cubs have given up the 3rd most home runs overall. And then they show, but the Cubs bullpen has given up the most home runs, and it's like not even close, And it's like crack, and the thing just like leaves the park in like half a second. It was like one of those, it was like a Dave Parker home run, like a laser, And it was like, and it's the guy that's batting like 219, that hits it too. It was just like the automatic, the first batter, this guy was like. And he hits the next guy. It's like just another day at the park with for the Cubs, huh?
Well, the wind's blowing in at Wrigley, I think, today. So
it really isn't going to help them. I mean, it's like I love the Brian's strategy yesterday. It's like they're winning too many games. So they can't beat the Cubs.
I'm not going to say I'm going to put my job on the line today, but I would be absolutely shocked if the Cubs didn't win today.
Get ready to be. Let's just say they're 17-28 at home. I wouldn't be that shocked if they lost.
I would be utterly shocked. The Cubs.
Justin Steele doesn't carry him on his back to win. Jordan Lyles.
Justin Steele. You make fun of Justin Steele, but five of his last 6 starts have been solid starts. And he's had extra time off for paternity leave.
They're not going to win, Brian. They're not going. They are not going to win.
There's been a lot of sleepless nights for Justin Steele. He's probably tired.
Yeah, they are not going to win.
The man of steel is coming through today.
No,
oh Lord,
no way.
Mr. Watkins has pitched great over his last 2 starts, but we know what Watkins is all about. He's not as good as he's been his last couple starts. I think the Cubs get to him today. There's no way that the books are going to pay you plus 120 for Baltimore. 9 straight wins.
That's what you said yesterday.
That's what I said yesterday, but I'm sticking to my guns.
You said yesterday. Jordan Lyles pitched with that chip on his shoulder after that All-Star snub. He was dominating out there. It was all Lyles. He had the smoke coming out of his nose like a bull. He was like, how could they not make me the All-Star game starter? You know, he was like, he had his best stuff. It was like that home run that Hap hit. It was like you knew he was going to hit the home run. It was like, and then Lyles, so he settled in. You know, he was in trouble at times, and you know he got out of it a few times. But you know, he really wanted to show that he should have been an All-Star this season.
I think the next series when Baltimore goes to Tampa Bay, that'll be some Baltimore value. Hopefully they lose this one to get some value back.
I'll tell you where the value was yesterday on the Orioles at plus 105 against the Cubs.
I'll get you back today, and then maybe this is it for the series, isn't it?
The only Man of Steel reference is STEAL because they're stealing people's money if you bet minus 142 on the Cubs.
No, easy, man. Because it's so easy.
Yes, just like yesterday.
Yesterday.
It's like the logic is they're winning too many games. You don't want to pick them. It's kind of like this is Brian getting off the Drake 16-game win streak, 4 games in. They've won too many games.
Probably 10 games in. I got off.
It's like, yeah, I'll leave 7 to 8 games on the table there. Anyways.
Cubs winning.
I love Brian, but it's just like they've lost the Diamondbacks. They've lost too many road games in a row. They've lost 22 straight on the road.
Cubs are. I mean, the Orioles are winning too much. They're not on my radar anymore.
The Rockies got me yesterday on the overturn call. They got me. The Padres were rallying. They had it all, the momentum going, and then they overturned the call. The old overturn call. You know, the Yankees-Reds game ended on an overturn call. I was just going
to say that.
That's never a question.
Have you ever seen a bench right after a call start celebrating that they're going to review because they knew they
knew he was out by a mile. Yeah, it was like
they were high-fiving, ass-slapping. I loved it.
Yep. They were like they walked off the field, you know, before they even announced it.
That was the fastest review I've ever seen.
It was.
That took like 10 seconds. And he's like, yeah, the call's been overturned. And it's like, holy crap.
Anyways, what about these other games, Chris? Anything on these? Have the Astros won too many games also? They're 8-2 against the 2-8 in the last 10 Angels?
That's different because Otani's on the mound. About to cut in.
Nah, I was going to say that's the only angle I would see for back in the Cubs here is if you're sorry, back in the Cubs, back in the Angels here is Shohei Ohtani. Other than that, the Houston Astros have been the hotter team. So I took my win with the Astros last night and said thank you. Now I'm going to leave it alone for a day just because I have a weird feeling about that one. But I'm going to go with the Oakland A's plus 1.5. Paul Blackburn definitely done his far better work on the road this season. And I just don't see John Gray as a minus 198 pitcher. I know that the range has been playing well and really hitting the ball well, but still 4-6 in their last 10. I think this is just a one-run game. I think it's going to be tight with Blackburn on the road. So give me the A's there. And, you know, call me a fool if you want, but I'm going to go with the Orioles here.
I'll call you a fool. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know. You'll call me a fool for less than I don't know, anything. But Spencer Watkins, a 1.20 ERA since rejoining the rotation in 3 starts, over 17 2/3 innings of work. I think they can. I think the Orioles can get another win here. So give me Baltimore plus 120.
You don't think the A's kind of used up all their runs last night in extra innings in that game? It was 6-6 in the 12th. It was 6-6 in the 12th inning. They scored 8 runs.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
I think Chris wants a hat bet now. What do you say,
I don't wear hats.
All right.
But I will. I'm already 1-0 in hat bets this season.
All right. Well, let's go then. I'll take the Cubbies. I'm going to get my revenge from yesterday. I can't mess with Mitch because he always beats me.
Oh, boy. All right. Why not?
All right. Good.
All right.
Where do I win in this?
What do you got, Brian? Yes.
Oh, I already gave out my picks.
All right, I'll go.
I could give out a parlay. Oh, that's your turn.
No, it's my turn. I like the Astros. Anyways, how about your parlay?
All right, I'm going to take the Chicago Cubs on the money line, the Chicago White Sox on the money line, and the Atlanta Braves on the money line.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the over 8.5 Reds Yankees, over 7.5 White Sox Guardians, and the Oakland A's plus 1.5.
I'm going to take the under in the Rockies Padres game. I like the under in the Rangers A's game, and I like the Tampa Bay Rays minus 1.5. It's Mitch for Brian, Chris. Thanks for joining us.